this is gonna be probably a quick little review of some fragrances from the Chanel L'Exclusive. What is it called? I think it's called L'Exclusifs de Chanel line. Something like that. Les Exclusifs de Chanel. They're exclusive line. They're expensive line. And when I say expensive, I mean expensive. Not for some people, but for me, I do not have very many fragrances in my collection that are more than 100 or so. These ones are, I'm thinking, in the 2, 3 plus 100 range. So, anyway, yeah, I think I just have like 6. I got these samples on Mercari. So let's go ahead and start with this one. This one's the only one that's like in a decant bottle from Perfume.com with 2 U's. And unfortunately it's spilled, so there's not very much left. But this one is called Misia. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Misia. I'm going to say Misia. But anyway, I can smell this really well from the lid here. This is a very pretty, well, I like it at least, it's a very pretty, powdery, floral fragrance. Let me pull up the Fragrantica. Misia. Yeah, so this is like I said, it's a powdery, kind of like a makeup powder vibe, a little bit like of a old-fashioned makeup powder vibe, very like feminine. You get a lot of floral, a lot of purple floral, like violet and orris, or iris. It says orris root, but you know, the iris plant. There's also powdery notes, and then there's rose, and I definitely get rose. So it's mostly like rose and purple floral, and there's also powdery notes as well as some fruity notes. The fruity notes listed are raspberry, peach, and lychee. And yeah, I definitely get a little bit of a fruitiness. There's also an aldehydes note, and I do get just a touch of that. It's like a very bright, crisp, clean feel. So to me, this is a powdery, floral, clean, makeup-y vibe. There's also some like vanillic accord in there. There's like a tonka bean and a vanilla and a benzoin note. So to me, it's just very like happy, feminine, makeup-y, powdery, ladylike kind of scent. Yeah, I would recommend, like, for any of these, going to like a Nordstrom so that you can smell them. It's really windy, if you can hear that. And I have a great dupe. Well, I have not worn this one because, like, as you can see, it's basically gone. But from smelling it, it smells so similar to this fragrance, which is called Hanamachi by the brand J Scent. So to me, I would say this is honestly like a dupe. I don't know if they were trying to dupe it or not, but it also has very similar notes. It has purple florals as well as rose. So yeah, it's got like the iris, the violet, not bergamot, well, it actually does have bergamot, but it also has heliotrope, and there's no aldehydes note listed, but it just smells so similar. And it does also have a peach note. That's the only fruity note that's listed. could smell it, so I'm not gonna spray it. I do like this one. This is a very like patchouli and ambery fragrance. It's very sexy. It's like extremely unisex, I would say. If anything, maybe it leans a touch masculine, but it's like earthy. It's like an ambery, earthy vibe. I would say patchouli is the main note I get, but then there's like a whole backdrop of ambery notes. There's amber, there's benzoin, there's an olibanum note, there's also an incense note, and interestingly enough, there's a white chocolate note, which I am not getting in an obvious way. Like, nothing about this screams like, you know, fun, sweet, gourmand. It's very like sophisticated and niche and like natural smelling. But I could see how like the white chocolate note could add a bit of like a creamy sweetness and depth to the background. So I think I'm definitely gonna keep this sample in my collection, and I might go ahead and wear it one day. And yeah, I really like it. But yeah, like I said, it's like patchouli, amber. There's that white chocolate note. There's some citrus notes and some florals, but really, it's more of like a slightly warm, spicy, earthy, ambery vibe. Very pretty, very rich, like totally a fall winter vibe. I would say it leans a touch masculine. I'm gonna see what people say on Fragrant Ticket. They actually say it's like unisex, but leans a touch feminine. Yeah, maybe. I guess I just don't. I tend to wear very feminine scents, so that's probably why I would say that. Okay. Next fragrance. This one. Let's do this one. This one is called Le Lion de Chanel. And I gotta tell you, I don't like this one. I got it on my fingers earlier from spraying it, and it's taken all day to kind of like fade. But this one is a very deep, smoky, ambery fragrance. To me, it comes across as very masculine and like smoky ambery. So honestly, I was surprised that there wasn't like a smoky note, or like, you know, tobacco or leather. It's kind of has like a leathery vibe. That's what I was trying to say. I was surprised it didn't have like a leather note or a smoky note. But what it is that I'm getting like a huge dose of is the note of labdanum. Labdanum is a flower, but it smells very like deep and kind of like leathery and smoky with like kind of like vanilla amber touches as well. So I'm getting like a huge dose of that in here, and personally I just am not into anything that smells too leathery or smoky or like masculine. But I feel like if you're interested in smelling like a high quality labdanum fragrance, this could probably give you a good sense of what it smells like. So yeah, there's the labdanum note. There's also amber, patchouli, vanilla, musk, sandalwood. That's really mostly what I'm getting. Very base note heavy, and people are saying that it's, yeah, more masculine leaning. It just definitely does have that smoky, leathery kind of vibe. It makes me think of like, I don't know, like cowboy chaps or something. So yeah, that is Le Lion de Chanel. Okay, next one. This one is Gardinia. And Gardinia is a floral note that I typically don't love, but sometimes I like it. And I can smell this still. Okay, so this is a very fresh, easy take on Gardinia. It's a bit of almost like a shower gel, shampoo-y type feel. I would say it's not the most orange blossom and jasmine, so it's just like a bunch of white florals. Then you have green notes as well as fruity notes, so a little bit of fruity, a little bit of green. That's mostly what I get. A little bit of fruity, a little bit of green, bunch of white florals. All together comes through kind of like a shampooy, fresh shower gel vibe. Something a little similar that comes to mind is Armani's Ocean de Joya. I'm not saying they smell the same, but they're in kind of the same realm. It's nice, it's pretty. Would I pay the price tag? No, and honestly, I expected this to smell a little bit more niche or like pure or something, whereas it definitely smells just like a nice fruity shampoo, but you know. So anyway, that's Gardinia by Chanel. Okay, then we have Beige, and as you can see, it's got like a beige liquid. I do like this one. So this one is very simple with its notes, and I think the notes kind of allude to the name because we have white florals as well as kind of yellowy notes. So beige. So we only have 4 notes according to Fragrantica, and they are frangipani, honey, freesia, and hawthorn. So frangipani is a tropical yellow floral. This does have, I sprayed it. There it is. No wait, is that the Gardinia? That's Coromandel. Okay, no, I think it's this one. Yeah, so, it has like, the frangipani gives it a light tropical feel. Like, it's not straight up tropical, but it has that feel because of the frangipani. The honey, I do not get in an obvious way. Like, sometimes when you smell honey in a fragrance, you're like, that is honey, and it's usually too much for me. So, the honey in here is not too much for me. Freesia can also come off as having a honeyed kind of feel. So honestly, if they just said this was frangipani, freesia, and hawthorn, I would believe them. But yeah, it's definitely a floral vibe. And there's also that hawthorn note, which I'm really not that familiar with what hawthorn smells like on its own, because like I've never seen a hawthorn centric fragrance. It's always in the background, but this is very pretty. I'm assuming the hawthorn gives it a kind of powdery, musky feel. It's a very chic, put together, mature, but not in like, I don't mean like old mature. I just mean like, you know, a woman maybe at least in her 30s in like a nice blazer, you know, she's working, I don't know. It's got a very put together, like, hair is nice and slicked back kind of look. Yeah, it's definitely got that put together chic vibe, even though it has like a little tropical lean, which makes it a little bit more fun. So yeah, I really like it. This one as well as Misia are my favorites. I also really like the Coromandel. Okay, and then lastly, I got this one, which I already own, 1957, so I will resell this because I already own the sample, the travel spray of 1957, and I own it because I like it. So this fragrance is beautiful. Again, very chic and put together, but even more subtle. It's really like just a musk fragrance. It's a bit of like a second skin, touch of like a laundry clean feel. So I'm not even gonna pull up the notes because I remember a lot of them. This has notes of aldehydes, which does give it a bit of a clean, sparkly clean feel, but it's got a bunch of musk in it, and it just has a bit of a like musky, powdery all throughout. So the aldehydes are, you know, up here and they're very like clean, and then there's all of the musk. There's some like light slightly woody notes, like I think cedar and cashmere. And there's also, I think, like orris. So it's got a little bit of like earthy, slightly light, powdery, woody tones to it. There's also like a few florals and a coriander note, but personally, I do not get the coriander at all. It's really, to me, just a very clean, lightly woody, fresh musk, very subtle, very sophisticated, a little bit of like a nod to a vintage feel, but in a very modern, wearable way. There's nothing like sweet and fun and like playful about it. It's very like chic and put together and like expensive and luxurious smelling. And I think it would work for many occasions. It would work for the workplace, it would work for going to bed. It would work, honestly, in most seasons, I would say. It's just a very subtle, clean, powdery, musky fragrance. So that's 1957 by Chanel. Again, it's expensive, but for me, that one is worth the price tag because I have not smelled anything quite like it. Okay, everybody, so those were my reviews of the Chanel fragrances that I got from the Exclusive line. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm sending you all peace, love, beauty, and harmony. And I'll catch you all again soon. Okay,